If we do get disconnected, it's because the power went out. So see how long we can go here. All right, have a seat up on your lift. Cross your legs in the center of your shins. Take your shoulders above your hips. Rest your hands lightly on your thighs. Let all the swirling thoughts in your head begin to dissolve away. The thoughts of the storm, power, water. Let it all dissolve away and give yourself permission to drop your awareness into the body, into the here and now. In this moment, we are safe, we are okay. It is true that there are others who aren't, and we can hold space for their difficulties while acknowledging that we are okay here and now. Lengthen through the inner thighs, draw the outer knees to the outer hips, of course, balancing evenly on the sit bones. Lengthening through the side ribs, lengthening through the groins of the arms, from the armpits to the inner elbows. Broaden across the front of the chest, broaden across the back chest as well. Allowing your elbows and shoulders to descend, bring your palms together at your chest, touch your palms evenly. Continue the broadening of the front chest and the back chest. Eyes resting into your cheekbones, gazing at the seat of your heart, the seat of your soul. Allow the breath to touch the front, back, and sides of the body equally. What instruction do you need that I'm not giving you? Can you give it to yourself? And let's chant the syllable Om 3 times together. Exhaling completely, deep inhalation. Lifting your sternum towards the ceiling and lower your chin towards your heart. Release your hands onto your thighs with your palms up. With your eyes closed, raise your head. Gently let your eyes open. Straighten your legs. Have your buttocks on your lift, thighs off. Of course, if you prefer sitting on the floor, that's fine. Allow the thigh bones to press down. Notice I have my elbows bent. I'm not worried about straightening them yet. Right now, I'm looking to get grounded when there's a lot of chaos that surrounds us and we don't know what's going to happen. Will the power stay on or turn off? Well, when will the snow, when can we drive again? There are all these questions. When will water come back? Will it go off? When can we drink it? So when all these things are going on, we get very ungrounded. So ground yourself, feel yourself connected through the lift you're sitting on, through the floor, whatever's below the floor, to the Mother Earth below you. And begin to engage in that connection. Lengthening through the inner thighs, from the upper inner thighs out through the whole leg, from the upper inner thighs back towards the abdomen. Draw from your outer knees to outer hips, but don't lose that connection, don't lose that grounding. Lift up through the side ribs. Find that broadening across the front of the chest, but also across the back chest. And even here, can you use the breath? Can you allow the breath to touch the front, back, side bodies equally? Notice if it's being forced solely to the front body. And can you adjust it so that the whole body gets nourished? And spread your legs. And again, you pick the lift that you want. Maybe the lift is too high for you now. Maybe you want to go down a little bit. Maybe you need to go up. Press the thigh bones down. And again, keep the grounding. So grounded from this, balancing on the sit bones, and feel the grounding through your lift, through to the Mother Earth below you. And find an evenness on the two sides. So which thigh presses more? Which leg has the awareness and which leg does not quite have the awareness? And can you spread the awareness? And there's a lengthening from the inner thighs through the knees to the inner heels, and from the upper inner thighs back towards the abdomen. The flesh of the inner thighs descends. Draw from the outer knees to the outer hips. But don't seek a straight leg by jamming the knee down. Instead, open the backs of the knees. So the bottom of the hamstring comes towards the buttocks, and the top of the calf extend towards the heels. So those strands on the back of the knee begin to lengthen. So you're not jamming the knee back and pushing on those strands, but you're allowing for a kind, keyword there, a kind, not a forceful, a kind lengthening more and more as time goes on. And take hold of the inside of the knees, pull straight up, and take the feet together. And I'm going to get a strap. So I'm going to take a strap, take it underneath my feet. You know, if you're on the floor, you can take your hands underneath your feet. But if you have a lift, you want to get a strap. And not this one here where your elbows are bent, but you're lengthening your arms to reach further down. Turning the upper arms out to create space so you're not closing off. But again, even as we create space there, it's not, I want you to consider the back body as well. So yes, the chest rises and the chest expands, but can you also broaden across the back chest? And then returning to the base, pressing the heels together, while balancing evenly on the sits bones, pressing the heels together. And seeing if one heel is pressing the other. If I simply look at the instruction, press my heels together, one heel presses the other. That's what happens to me. So I have to shift my awareness to go, okay, how do I get both heels to press evenly? Just like at the beginning, we talk about the palms pressing evenly. How do I get the heels to press evenly? And for me, I could probably spend the next hour just working on that, because that does not come easily for me. And then from there, lengthening through the inner thighs, the inner groins, again, seeking that evenness. Drawing from the outer knees to the outer hips and seeking that evenness. Keeping the front bottom ribs towards the back body, lengthening through the side ribs, seeking an evenness. And then noticing if your heels are pressing evenly again. And gently cycling through. Adjusting and adjusting. Adjusting, I should say, adjusting and observing. Adjusting again and observing. Always finding that space for observation as well. Now we're going to add a twist here. So take hold of the straps with your right hand. If you don't have a strap, then just hold over, take your right hand, left, I'm mirroring. So left hand holding the strap, or left hand comes on the other side and holds your ankle. Take your right hand behind you. Now, before you do the turn, get everything back, heels even, lengthening the inner thighs evenly, outer knees to outer hips evenly, side ribs lifted, lengthened evenly. And then inhale, lift a little bit more. On your exhalation, bend your elbows and begin to rotate to the right. Starting from the base of the spine, moving up. See that both sides stay even. The length of the side ribs are even on both sides, even as you turn. That there's still an even awareness of the sit bones, the heels, the work of the legs. And exhaling, coming to center, keep the lift. Hold with the right hand now, or right hand on the outer ankle. Left hand behind you. Lift, even out the side ribs. Get the left before you really go deep into the turn. Heels pressing evenly. Inner thighs lengthening evenly, outer knees to outer hips. Side ribs lengthening. And then on your exhalation, turn. But can you maintain the base? Can you focus more on maintaining that base than just the turn? Yes, the turn is important, but if we lose everything we created, we get the benefits when we really keep that solid base, that grounded base that we were talking about. Each inhalation lifting, lengthening, each exhalation turning optimally, right? Finding an optimal place for you. That may not be maximum. Going back to the base, adjusting heels, legs as needed. Maintaining that lift, inhale, exhale, come to center. Being in the center for a moment. Adjusting, sit bones, balance, heels, legs, side ribs. Finding the evenness. And then releasing the strap, taking your hands on the outside of your knees, pushing your legs together, holding behind one knee. So as you do this, you draw the flesh towards your buttocks, but you're also drawing the hamstring towards the buttocks. And then from the top of the calf, you extend out through the heel. So again, you're extending those strands. And the other leg, drawing the flesh towards the buttock, the whole hamstring moves to the buttocks. Extend the calf towards the heel as you extend the heel out. And then we're back to Dandasana. And release. Come up onto your hands and knees. If you want to use a chair or blocks for downward facing dog, then certainly set up for that. So here the grounding when we're sitting is mostly the sit bones, also parts of the feet. But here, right now, it starts off with the hands and knees. But when we get into the pose, the sit bones are lifted and the grounding comes from the hands and the feet. So rotate the forearms in, press through the ball of the first finger and thumb. At the same time, rotate the upper arms out and feel the connection from your hands through the mat, through your floor, down through your foundation to the Mother Earth below you. Experience that. Turn your toes under, straighten your legs. Now you begin the grounding of the feet. Can you feel the feet and the hands? And that energy extending through that grounding to the Mother Earth below you. Inhaling, lengthen through the arms. Exhaling, thighs back. Chest towards your thighs. Sit bones towards the ceiling. The hands completely grounded. Maybe your feet are fully grounded. Maybe they're not. So whatever parts of the feet are touching, can you find that connection? And can you spread the awareness of your connection to the hands and the feet at the same time? And as you push your hands down, the hips go up. As you push your heels down, the hips go up also. Also seeing that the breath touches the front, back, and sides of the body equally here. And looking up, walk your feet forward. Hold your elbows coming into forward bend Uttanasana. So grounded through the feet. So now everybody's feet are flat. Even if you couldn't get your feet flat before in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog, your feet are flat here. So can you use that awareness to extend through to the Mother Earth below you? Find the even balance on the 2 feet. There's still a lifting up through the legs, the inner and outer legs.
Now here the breath touches the back body slightly more than the front body. Can you allow the breath to fill the back body without forcing it, just gently directing it? Or if it's already doing it, witnessing it. There's also still that opening of the back of the knees, right? So the hamstring moves up towards the buttocks, the top of the calf moves down towards the heels. As you open what we often refer to as the eyes of the knees. Let your arms go. Take your hands on the floor. Walk your feet back. Downward facing dog. So hands and feet now connected, now grounded. But you have to spread the awareness to the hands and the feet. Usually we're either focused on the hands, push the hands, press through the ball of the first finger and thumb, rotate the upper arms out, or focused on the feet and the legs, thighs back, press the outer heels down, outer hips up. But can you spread equal awareness to the hands and the feet? Can you begin to include the whole body in these poses? And then stepping with your other foot first, walk your feet forward and hold your elbows the opposite way. Uttanasana, forward bend. Still opening up the eyes of the knees, right? Balancing evenly on the feet, keeping that grounded connection. Opening the eyes of the knees as you press the thighs back, lifting up through the legs, yes. And simply allowing the torso to fall over your thighs. Using the work of the legs to encourage the torso to fall over your thighs. Skull restful, peaceful. Let your arms go. Sweep your arms back. Extend your chest forward. Keep the thighs pressing back as you inhale and come up. And coming into Tadasana, either feet together. If you like feet hip distance apart, that's fine. Balancing evenly on the feet, feeling that grounded nature of the feet. Thigh bones pressing back, lifting the outer knees to the outer hips, lengthening from the inner knees through the lower abdomen, lifting up to the side ribs. Front bottom ribs moving towards the back body, shoulders down, extending through the arms. Chin parallel to the floor. If you feel your head is pushed forward, then ensure that the back of your head is in line with your buttocks. In line with your heels. Taking your arms out to the sides, drop the shoulders, become wider. So from the center of the sternum, from between the shoulder blades, extend outward. Keep that width. Rotate the arms upward. Watch the ribs. So then the ribs come forward. Take the front bottom ribs towards the back body. Maintain that width. Inhale, take the arms up. Shoulders down as the arms go up and become longer. Press through the feet. Lengthen through the side ribs. Extend the arms up. Observe.
The triceps move towards the nose. Turn your hands out to the sides. Exhale, come down. Veerabhadrasana 2, warrior pose 2. Fingertips up by your chest. Bend your knees, jump or step your feet wide. Drop your shoulders. Keep that expansion. So from the center of the chest and between the shoulder blades, extend outward. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Press the back heel, turn the front thigh out, lift the outer knees to the outer hips. And as you reach through the back arm, as you press the back heel, bend your front leg. Gaze over your front fingertips, but don't allow your torso to turn. So the torso keeps parallel, stays parallel to the front and back sides. Press into the back heel, lengthen the groins, draw the outer knees to the outer hips. Veerabhadrasana, the warrior pose. It's not to conquer anything outside of you. It's to conquer and tame the monkey mind inside. Reach through the back arm, straighten the front leg, parallel the feet. Take your hands on your hips for a moment. All right, so we want to focus all our awareness so that we can begin to conquer the monkey mind. Become a warrior against the monkey mind. Extend the arms, right foot and left leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Keep the torso parallel to the front and back walls. Keep pressing the back heel, reach through the back arm as you bend your front leg. So keep more awareness on the back than on the front. Drop the shoulders. Don't hold the arms up from the shoulders. Hold your arms up from your armpits. Pressing the back heel. So weight equal on the back heel and front heel. Gaze over the front fingertips. If you prefer just to look straight ahead, that's fine too. Taking a moment to observe. Imagine you have eyes in the back of your head. Look through those eyes. Remember, you're not looking to go anywhere. You're looking to go here. Straighten the front leg, parallel the feet. Jump or step your feet together. One more time, fingertips up. Bend your legs, jump or step your feet apart. Take your hands on your hips for a moment. So find the even balance on the feet here, thighs back, lift the outer knees to the outer hips. And as you turn the left foot and right leg out, can you keep the even balance on the feet? Lift the outer knees to the outer hips, lengthen the inner groins, lift the chest. Now, when you bend the front leg, the weight tends to go to the front foot. Keep the chest lifted as you bend the front leg, press into the back heel, and can you keep an equal weight on the front and back heel? And then keeping your torso parallel to the front and back walls, now extend the arms, gaze over your front fingertips. Weight still equal on the front and back heels. Straighten your leg, parallel your feet, take your hands on your hips. Balance evenly on the feet. Right, it's the feet here that are grounding us. Right, standing poses are very grounding. It's part of what they do. So balance evenly on the feet, keeping that balance, right foot and left leg out. And then you have to rebalance evenly on the heels. And it takes a moment, for me anyway. Lifting the outer knees to the outer hips, lengthening the groins. So now we're going to bend the front leg. Can you, on your exhalation, you bend the front leg, but keep that even weight on the two heels. Exhaling, bend that front leg. Of course, the pace of your breath. You don't have to go at exactly the same time. And adjusting, equal weight, front heel, back heel. Ensuring that the torso is parallel to the front and back walls, that that's not turning towards the front leg. Lifting up through the side ribs. Now extend the arms. Maintain that weight on the front and back heels equally. You can gaze over the front fingertips, look through the eyes in the back of your head. Straighten your leg, parallel your feet, jump or step your feet together. So take a couple blocks. We'll set up for Untitled. So Trikonasana starts with Veerabhadrasana 2, warrior pose 2. So fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet wide. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. Keep that even balance on the feet, right? Torso parallel to the front and back walls. Pressing the back heel, Veerabhadrasana 2. Exhale, come into Veerabhadrasana 2. Really do it. Be here. And then inhale on your exhalation. Right hand goes down. You can use a block. Left arm goes up. Rotate the arm and extend your arm over your ear. And even here, so there's more stuff from the body over that right side now. So can you really focus on that back heel so that you have an equal weight on the front and back heel, or at least seeking it, whether it's achieved or not? And then pressing into that back heel, pull with your top arm, come up and out. Parallel your feet, hands on hips for a moment. We're not looking to exhaust ourselves, so we can take a pause here. And not so much a pause as doing nothing, but a pause to reestablish. Okay, balance evenly on the feet. Are your thighs still pressing back, lifting the outer knees to the outer hips? And right foot and left leg up, balancing evenly on the feet. Noticing if the torso turns and returning it to be parallel to the front and back walls. So now arms up. Balancing evenly on the feet here. Maintain that as you bend the front leg. Veerabhadrasana 2. Maintaining that equal balance on the 2 feet. Be here, Veerabhadrasana 2. And then inhale, exhale, left hand down, right arm goes up. Rotate the arm, extend the arm overhead. But still equal weight on the front and back heels. So you really have to bring some awareness into that back heel. And then press into the back heel, reach for the top arm and pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet and jump or step your feet together. And one more time, watch the blocks so that you don't trip on them. Fingertips up. Bend your legs, jump or step your feet apart. And take your hands on your hips for a moment. So balancing evenly on the feet. Turn the left foot in, turn the right leg out, balancing evenly on the feet. Now, in order to really get that back heel, especially when we bend the front leg and then when we go down, you must take that back thigh back. So start it here. Take the back thigh back and press into the heel. And there's also an opening from the top of the back thigh to where the hip bone is sticking out a little bit. It's a small area, right? See where I'm touching? It's very, very small, right? Just a few inches there. Extend there, open there. If you can take the back thigh back and open that area, you get a more awareness, or I get more awareness on the back heel, and perhaps you will as well. Now maintain that. We'll keep hands on hips as we go down. Maintain that, bend the front leg. But maintain the thigh going back and maintain that opening from that, just the top of the thigh to where that hip bone sticks out. And see if you can get a little extra awareness on that back heel without Joan pushing into the knee. Then extend the arm. Here we are in Veerabhadrasana 2. Now maintain that. Exhale, hand on the block, and we're going to take the hand on the hip for a moment. So again, taking the back thigh back and opening that area from the top of the thigh to that hip, where the hip bone is. Allowing that extension into the back heel and equal weight on the front and back heel. And then extend the arm up, rotate the arm, and extend your arm over your ear. But keep that back thigh going back. And keep opening that very top area of the thigh, between the thigh and the hip. Now when you come up, you're coming back into Veerabhadrasana 2 this time. So press into the back heel, reach with the top arm, but keep the front leg bent. Veerabhadrasana 2. And then straighten the front leg, parallel your feet, hands on hips. Checking in, taking a breath. And then other side. So from here, balance evenly on the feet. And then as you take the right foot in, left leg out, balance evenly on the feet. So you have to take the back thigh back, press the back heel, and can you get that opening here on the other side? From the very top of the thigh to where that hip bone sticks out a little bit. There's an opening there. And it's not always easy to access. It really takes a lot of awareness. So keep pressing the back heel. We'll bend the front leg. Inhale, exhale, bend the front leg. Keep the back thigh pressing back and that opening from the top of the thigh to the hip there. And does that help you press into the back heel when you get it, even if maybe you get a glimpse of it and then it leaves? That happens. Now extend the arms, Veerabhadrasana 2. Maintain the awareness on the back leg. Exhale, hand down on the block. Block goes next to your heel. Arm up, rotate the arm, and extend your arm overhead, bringing your awareness again to the back leg. The thigh goes back, press the back heel. That lengthening from the top of the thigh to the hip, those few inches there, lengthening. Equal weight on the front and back heel. And then when you come up, keep the front leg bent, Veerabhadrasana 2. And then straighten the leg, parallel your feet, jump or step your feet together. Now I'm going to put all of it together. So readjust your blocks so you don't trip on them if you need to. And if you're stepping, then it's less important. But if you're jumping, you need to be careful not to jump into the blocks. Fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet apart. So now on both legs, those thighs go back, equal weight on the heels, and find that it's more elusive here, but at least to bring your awareness to the top of the thigh, that area from the top of the thigh to where the hip bone sticks out. Left foot in, right leg out, balance evenly on the feet. The back thigh goes back, open that area between the thigh and the hip. Equal weight on the feet. Exhale, bend the leg. Now really the back thigh back and open that area. Inhale, exhale, hand down, arm goes overhead. Pressing the back thigh back, opening the space between the thigh and the hip. Extend through the whole left side of the body. And then back up into Veerabhadrasana 2. And then back down. And then back up. And then back down. Equal weight. Back heel, front heel. And then back up to Veerabhadrasana 2. Straighten the leg. Parallel your feet. Hands on hips, take a breath. All right, so even in the Iyengar system, these poses get linked together. Often we really break them down, but eventually the poses get linked together. Extend the arms, right foot in, left leg out. Balance evenly on the feet. This back thigh immediately goes back. Open that space of the hip or between the thigh and the hip. Maintain that. Exhale, bend the front leg. So again, going back to the back leg, thigh back. Opening that space between the thigh and the hip. Equal weight on the front and back heel. Inhale. Exhaling to Trikonasana. The back thigh goes back. Opening that space between the thigh and the hip. Lengthening the whole right side of the body. Equal weight on the front and back heel. And then back up into Veerabhadrasana 2. Equal weight front and back heel. Working that back leg. Coming back down, Trikonasana. Back up, Veerabhadrasana 2. Back down, Trikonasana. Last time, back up, Veerabhadrasana 2. One last, Trikonasana. Hopefully I did the same on both sides, but maybe it's off. And then Veerabhadrasana 2. Straighten the leg. Parallel your feet. And jumper step your feet together. All right, move the blocks back a little bit. Teach a Trikonasana, triangle pose. Fingertips up by your chest. Bend your legs, jumper step your feet apart. Balance evenly on the feet. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips. And even here, there's still that opening from the tops of the thighs to the hips. Left foot in, right leg out. Balance evenly on the front and back leg. So here right now, we're not bending the front leg. Inhale. Exhale, take your hand down on the block. If you prefer your shin or ankle, that's fine. Press the back heel. Still open that top of the thigh, between the thigh and the hip area. Rotating the torso. Equal weight on your front and back leg. And reach with that top arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel the feet. Right foot in, left leg out. Balance evenly on the feet. Take the back thigh back. Open that area between the top thigh and the hip. Equal weight on both feet. Inhale, exhale, come down. Maintain that equal weight on the back foot. Maintain it. It means that thigh really has to come back. There's that space between the top of the thigh and the hip. And yes, both legs drawing from the outer knees to the outer hip still. Really draw from the outer knees to the outer hips. And then pull yourself up and out, equal weight on both feet, parallel the feet, and jumper step your feet together. One more time, fingertips up, Bend your legs, jump or step your feet apart. So start with hands on hips here. Balance evenly on the feet. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. Now we want to get the knee, front knee in line with the foot. I know we've been paying a lot of attention on the back leg and we still are. So back thigh back, open this area between the thigh and the hip, press the back heel. Now replacement hips in the room, you need to listen to your body more than me, okay? You have to listen to your body here. But we'll bend the front leg just a little bit. We're not going in fully into Veerabhadrasana 2, but I want you to get the understanding. The thigh turns from the inside out until your knee is in line with the top of the foot. And then you maintain the turning of the thigh, and you lift, you straighten the leg, not by pushing the knee or shin down, but by lifting from the outer knee to the outer hip. And there's an opening in the hip joint. That's why replacement hips, Karen, you need to be careful here and adjust accordingly, okay? Now to be clear, it's still both outer knees to outer hips, but that front leg, I want you to really understand, you're moving the femur bone into that hip socket. Now extend the arms, adjust, keep that awareness of the front leg, equal weight on front and back heel, exhale, come down. Keep lifting through the front leg, lifting through the front leg. And then pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet, hands on hips. Equal weight on the feet. Right foot in, left leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. This back thigh still has to go back. There's still the opening from the top of the thigh to the hip, press the back heel. But I want you to really get the understanding of this front leg also. So we're going to bend the front knee, turn the thigh so the knee is in line with the top of the foot. Oh, and this leg might feel different. So now this leg is more difficult for me to do this action. But I'm still going to straighten it by moving the femur bone up into the hip socket, lifting from the outer knee to the outer hip. The knee happens to go down when I do that. The leg straightens when I do that. But the action is totally a lifting up action, not a pushing down action of that thigh and even of the knee. It's lifting. Now go back to equal weight on the 2 feet, on the heels, still lifting both outer knees to outer hips, but especially that front leg. Extend the arms. Inhale. Awareness remains on the legs even as you go down. That block goes right underneath your shoulder if you're using a block. If you're on your shin, your ankle, that's fine as well. So you're still pressing the back thigh back and opening that top of the thigh area. Are you still lifting the outer knees to the outer hips, especially that front leg? And you balance evenly on the 2 feet. And pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. So why did I spend all that time on the front leg? So you could understand that lifting. Because you can watch for a moment. Because when we go into Veerabhadrasana 2, and then we go into Trikonasana, when you come out of Trikonasana into triangle pose, you have to do it, yes, by all the work we've been doing on the back leg, but not just by pushing the knee down to straighten the front leg, but I want you to do it. There's the turn of the thigh, lift the outer knee to the outer hip to come into triangle pose. And this block isn't really in the right place anymore, so I'll adjust it, that's fine. And then you'll come up. Make sense? All right, so from Tadasana, fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet apart. Left foot in, right leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Balance evenly on the feet. Start. This back thigh goes back. There's the opening from the thigh to the hip bone. Balance on the feet evenly. We're going into Veerabhadrasana 2 first. Inhale, exhale, bend the front leg. Now really work this leg. The thigh back, that opening at the top of the thigh. Veerabhadrasana 2. Then inhale, exhale, coming into Trikonasana. Equal weight on the front and back foot, really opening up that back leg, that thigh going back and the opening from the thigh to the hip. And then from Trikonasana, we're coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So press the back heel. Now on that front leg, lift the outer knee to the outer hip, straighten the leg. The arm then goes straight up, but focus on the legs, both outer knees to outer hips. You can adjust the block. And then pull yourself up and out. And parallel your feet. Take your hands on your hips. And now that you did it once and understand where we're going, I know we still have the other side to do, but now let's do it again now that it makes sense, okay? So thighs back. You can open both of the tops of the thighs here. Arms out, left foot in, right leg out. Hopefully there's some memory here. That thigh goes back. Open up the top of the thigh. Balance evenly on the 2 feet. We're going a little bit more quickly this time. Inhale. Exhale, bend the front leg. Veerabhadrasana 2. Inhale. Exhale, Trikonasana. Balance evenly on the feet. Open up that back leg. Inhale. Exhale, Trikonasana. Lift the outer knee to the outer hip. Really both legs, but especially on that front leg. Equal weight on both feet. Then pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet, hands on hips. Now we'll go to the other side. We'll first do it methodically, and then we'll do it still methodically, but a little bit more quickly. So arms out, right foot in, left leg out. That back thigh immediately goes back. Open up the top of the thigh. Still here, lift your outer knees to your outer hips. Inhale, exhale, Veerabhadrasana 2. Go back to the back leg where the thigh goes back. Open up the top of the thigh. Inhale, exhale, hand on the block. Arm overhead, Trikonasana. Go back to the back leg. The thigh goes back, press the heel, equal weight on the front and back heels. The top of the back thigh is that opening there. And I didn't say it on the other side, I should have that front thigh still rotates from the inside out. So that when we go into Trikonasana, lifting, straightening the front leg, lifting the outer knee to the outer hip of that front leg. The arm then goes straight up. You can adjust the lower block, lift both outer knees to outer hips, press into the heels evenly, or the feet evenly. In this pose, it's the back heel and you're pressing into the ball of the front big toe. And pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Take your hands on your hips. And now that we understand that side and how it feels, we'll do it a little bit more quickly. So extend the arms. Left foot in, right foot and left leg out. Go right to that back leg. Back thigh back. Open up the back leg. Inhale, exhale, bend the leg. Veerabhadrasana 2. Inhale, exhale, hand down, arm overhead. Trikonasana. And then especially that front leg, turn that front thigh from the inside out, lift the outer knee to the outer hip, Trikonasana. And with that top arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet, balance evenly on the feet. Jump or step your feet together, Tadasana, balance evenly on the feet. Checking in with yourself. That was a fun little journey, huh? Downward facing dog pose. So use what you need, blocks, chair, floor. Pressing into the inner hand, rotating the upper arms out, toes under, straighten the legs. Inhale, exhale. Downward facing dog, thighs back, chest towards your thighs, sit bones towards the ceiling. Finding that equal awareness, right? So the standing poses, it was the feet were what was grounding us, so we had even balance. Can you now bring that even awareness to the feet and the hands? Whichever part of the feet are touching, maybe the heels come down, maybe they don't.
And how is this pose different than the first time you did it? And then coming down, bend your legs, touch your knees to the floor, precisely the same moment.
And coming up, go get yourself a chair. And let's do some twists. So have the back of the chair facing the front, and you're going to sit sideways on the chair so that the right side of your body is facing the back of the chair. So square your hips, knees, heels. Extend your arms forward and arms up. Find that length. Inhale. On your exhalation, take your hands to the back of the chair, turning to the right. Elbows up, shoulders down. No tight fists. So the hands are loose. I have flat hands here. Keeping that equal length on the side ribs, right? So find that even balance of the sit bones. Find the lengthening of the inner groins. Find the drawing from the outer knees to the outer hips. Lengthen the sit bone, the side ribs evenly. And on each exhalation, you can turn a little bit more to an optimal amount. An optimal amount. And then maintaining the lift. Inhale, exhale, coming to center. Turn around. Square your hips, knees, heels. Arms forward, arms up. Get that length. Inhale, exhale, turn. Elbows up, shoulders down. Find that evenness in the sit bones, evenness in the side ribs. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning, pace of your breath. But still maintaining that awareness on the base, not just focusing on the turn. The turn is the least important. Awareness on the base, awareness on the length, lengthening on the inhalation, and then the turn. Noticing if you're shrinking on one side of the body and adjusting. Equal length on the sides of the body. Exhaling, come to center. Turn. Arms forward, arms up. Inhale, exhale, turn. Balance evenly on the sit bones. Get your legs, get your side ribs even. Elbows up, shoulders down. Inhaling, lifting, exhaling, turning. Find an optimal place for you to go today. When you found your optimal place, your optimal turn for today, observe. Maintain that lift. Inhale, exhale, come to center. Turn around. Square your hips, knees, heels. Even here, balance evenly on those hip bones. Get the length of the side ribs even here. Lengthen the groins here. Arms forward, arms up. And then readjust. Sit bones. Side ribs. Inhale. Exhale, turn. Did you maintain that evenness on the sit bones? Did you maintain the evenness on the side ribs? Adjust. On each inhalation, lift and lengthen. On each exhalation, turn. Find an optimal place for your turn. And then maintain and observe. If you feel one side has shrunk, adjust. Inhale, exhale, come to center. And come up. Move the chair to the side. We'll do a supported twist as well. So lie back. Lie back on your mat. If you want a blanket under your head, you can take that. So lying back, extend your arms out to the side. Legs are bent. Bend your legs into your chest. Keep the thighs together, right? So we're going to take the knees to the right. Keeping the thighs together means the right thigh needs to push into the left thigh. Inhale. On your exhalation, take your knees towards your right elbow, and the right thigh pushes up into the left thigh. Turn your abdomen to the left. So the knees go to the right, the abdomen, the torso turns to the left. Take the outer left hip away from your left shoulder. And with that bottom thigh pushed to come up, take your feet on the floor, square your hips and square your shoulders. Bend your legs into your chest. Inhale. Take your knees towards the left elbow. That means the left thigh pushes into the right thigh. Turn the abdomen, the torso to the right as the knees go to the left. Take the right outer hip away from your right shoulder. Push the bottom thigh into the top thigh. Inhale, come up. Place your feet on the floor. Square your hips and square your shoulders. Bend your legs into your chest. Give yourself a hug. It's a beautiful opportunity to say something kind to yourself. Honoring the beauty, the kindness, compassion that dwells inside of you. And taking your hands to the face of your knees. Inhaling, let the legs move away from you, just 2-3 inches. Exhale, draw the legs towards you. So a few breaths like this at the pace of your breath. Inhaling, legs move away. Exhaling, legs moving towards you. Inhaling, legs moving away. Exhaling, legs moving towards you. A few of these. On your next inhalation, allow your feet to come to the floor. Straighten your legs one at a time. Let your legs fall away from each other. Find a comfortable place for your arms. And allow yourself to be fully grounded. The whole body, at least the whole back body, grounded. Can you surrender to the Mother Earth below you? As you begin to enter your Shavasana. Allowing the arms and the legs to flow away from your torso like 4 streams flowing away from the source. allowing the arms, the legs to completely surrender. Letting the torso itself surrender. Allowing the neck and the skull to surrender. Feeling that connection to the Mother Earth below you. Letting all the facial features release, relax, let go. The forehead releasing. The eyebrows releasing. The space between the eyebrows. As you rest your eyes into your cheekbones, allowing the eyelids to release. The eyelashes, each individual eyelash hair releasing, letting go. Allowing the inner eyes to descend, inner corners of your eyes to descend towards the center of the skull, the outer corners of your eyes releasing down over your temples and release your temples. Release, relax your cheekbones and your cheeks. Release, relax your nose, the tip of your nose, the inside walls of your nostrils. Releasing your lips, top lip, bottom lip, corners of your lips. And even that space between your nose and your top lip, release there. Release between your bottom lip and your chin. And release the jawbone itself. Let the bone, the jawbone, move away from the bones of your skull, more and more as time goes on. Release, relax your teeth and gums. Let both the top and bottom palates of your mouth widen. And release the tongue itself, the tip of your tongue, the way back root of your tongue. Soften your throat, the sides of your neck. Let go everything, hold nothing. Surrender. Shavasana. To begin slowly coming out, take a soft, smooth, peaceful inhalation and a longer, smooth, peaceful exhalation. Move your toes, move your nose. Bend your legs, place your feet on the floor with your knees together, feet apart. Hands on your abdomen or onto your chest. When you feel ready, extend your right arm past your right ear, roll to the right, be on your right side for a moment, or you can roll to the left if that feels better for you. Be here a moment, observing. When you feel ready, turn your torso towards the floor, push to come up chest first, head last. Come to sitting. Legs crossed the opposite way from the beginning of class. Bring your palms together. Observing your practice. What's different? What's changed? Allowing yourself to remain present in the here and now, this moment where you are safe. Let's close our practice together by chanting one collective Om. Deep inhalation. Om. Gently let your eyes open. Big smile. Namaste. Bow to the divine within you. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe, stay warm.
That was wonderful, Jonathan. I feel so much better.
Oh, good. Good.
Great.
I'm so happy to hear. Self-Love Revolution starts Monday.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.
You're so very
we needed
welcome.
that. It's been a while.
Oh, good. Well, it's wonderful.
It's snowing out.
Is it snowing? I was wondering if that was coming from the trees or if that would, no, it's real snow. It is snowing once again.
Wow.
Wish
So
we
maybe
could get excited about it.
I know. I was really excited for the first one, and now I'm like, okay, I think I've had enough of New England weather. But it's okay. We will enjoy it, and we'll get water when we get it.
Snowing for a while here.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Bye, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Stay safe.